I was about 37 years old, went to bed that night thinking about all those things, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and in front of me, there it was, the music theory DNA. The year was 1992, and I found this old nylon string guitar in my parents' attic. I picked it up, learned a few chords, learned my first song. It was Yesterday by the Beatles. And then quickly I realized that this instrument that I held in my hand could also be used to tell my own story, to communicate those things that were deep inside that I just didn't really know how to put into words. There was a big problem though. I had no idea how to write my own music. And so in my 15-year-old mind, I thought that the best way to do that was to buy a new guitar. So I got my first electric guitar. In some ways it was a good thing because it allowed me to create new sounds that were a little bit closer to what I had inside. But that really didn't fix the main problem. See, I've always known that the guitar was just the instrument. It was the pencil. I was to be the author. The pencil doesn't tell the story. It's the author who tells the story through the instrument. That's where my good friend Ben comes into the picture. Ben had been playing electric guitar for a couple years. He had long hair. He introduced me to all these bands. Not only could he play riffs and solos that I really liked, but Ben was also a creator. Ben was able to write songs. So I asked him, how do you do it? Ben told me that, there are a few other notes that you could add to the pentatonic scale. Massive rabbit trail. I started learning about Mixolydian, Phrygian, Lydian, Phrygian dominant, Ionian, which is also major scale, Aeolian, natural minor scale. So confusing. It was a very frustrating time. It seems that I would sometimes enjoy guitar when I was playing in bands and having the social aspect of music. But on my own practice time, things just did not click and I felt just miscontentment. But then something happened. I was about 37 years old, went to bed that night thinking about all those things, and I woke up in the middle of the night, and in front of me, there it was, the music theory DNA. This completely unlocked all the theory concepts that I had trouble understanding. See, the thing with music is that it's a different kind of language. When my friend Ben told me about these scales, modes, positions, licks, he was trying to teach me music just like he would teach someone a foreign language. If you look back at your school years when you had to learn a foreign language, you probably had to learn lists of vocabulary, verbs, sentences. Bonjour, je m'appelle David Wallerman. Hopefully you get the irony in that one. The language of music is different. All you need to do in order to speak music is learn the alphabet. This is the alphabet of music. All the scales, modes, chords, anything you play on the instrument is found in that alphabet. Let me show you how it works. This shape can be split into 8 vertical columns. The first and the 8th columns act as magnets. Now these magnets are very important because a note by itself that is not attracted to a magnet doesn't mean anything. In order for that sound to mean something, it needs to be attracted to something else. And it doesn't matter whether you pick the first or the 8th column as a magnet. Those 2 columns act as the same exact function. The 1 and the 8, the root and the octave, attract other notes. Everything in between these magnets is going to give the listener an emotion. For example, a note on the 3rd column will give the listener a sense of stability, as opposed to a note found in the 2nd column, which is going to be a little bit more tensed. All this can be very subjective, and that's okay. The main point here is that these columns are going to give the listener different types of emotions. Now notice that all these columns in between the 2 magnets have different possible pitches. And that's a good thing, because if we didn't have those multiple choices, all the music would all be written in the same exact scale. So how do you make music with this? And what does this have to do with theory? When 2 people are speaking together, they need this common thing, this common language. The only rule I want you to stick to when you're extracting from this shape an alphabet is to limit yourself to 1 choice per column. There's a lot of possibilities. There's this one, this one, this one, or that one. Each of these alphabets will have different names usually Greek names, Dorian, Phrygian, Aeolian. But the names are secondary as long as you understand how these different alphabets are created. This also unlocks improvisation because now we can visualize our different alphabets and extract from these alphabets different chords. Click this to sign up for a free training using this system. It will unlock your fretboard. It'll teach you a lot more from this video. It'll be very practical. Click right here. I can't wait to see you in this free training on the music theory DNA. I'll see you there.